What if I told you that somewhere in the darkness of American folklore, there lurks a winged creature with glowing red eyes, a figure so strange and so terrifying that entire communities have been shaken by its presence, a being that doesn't just appear randomly, but always seems to show itself in the days or weeks leading up to tragedy. Tonight, you will hear the story of the Mothman, a mystery that has haunted witnesses for decades, baffled investigators, and left behind more questions than answers. As you listen, remember this: legends are born from fear, but sometimes fear is born from something real. Our story begins in November 1966 in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. It was just another quiet evening in a small American town when two young couples were driving along a deserted road near an abandoned TNT factory. Out of the darkness, they spotted something they could barely describe, something over 6 feet tall, with massive wings and burning red eyes that glowed like embers. The creature spread its wings and launched itself into the air, chasing their car as they sped down the road in panic. Terrified, they rushed to the local police to report what they had seen. It wasn't long before newspapers picked up the story, and soon everyone in Point Pleasant knew the name of the Mothman. But this was not a one-time encounter. Over the following year, dozens of residents claimed to have seen the same terrifying figure. Some described its wings stretching 10 feet across. Others said its eyes seemed to paralyze them with dread. People spoke of nightmares, visions, and a sense of being followed after crossing paths with the creature. And always the fear was the same: an unshakable feeling that something terrible was about to happen. That fear became reality on December 15th, 1967. During rush hour, the Silver Bridge, which connected Point Pleasant to Ohio, suddenly collapsed into the icy waters of the Ohio River. 46 people lost their lives in a matter of minutes. The tragedy shook the entire nation. But for the people of Point Pleasant, it was worse. Why? Because many of them swore they had seen the Mothman perched on or flying near the bridge in the days before it fell. To them, the connection was undeniable. The Mothman was not just a monster, it was an omen of doom. From that moment forward, the legend of the Mothman was sealed in American folklore. But what exactly was it? Theories spread quickly. Some believed it was a supernatural entity, a harbinger of death that appeared before great disasters. Others claimed it was a lost species of bird, mutated by chemicals from the nearby TNT factory. Conspiracy theorists argued it might have been a government experiment gone wrong, or even an alien being from another world, slipping into our reality. Skeptics dismissed the stories as mass hysteria, fueled by fear and imagination. Yet no one could explain why so many ordinary people, teachers, police officers, families, described the exact same terrifying figure. One man who tried to unravel the mystery was author John Keel. He spent years investigating Point Pleasant, interviewing witnesses, and collecting evidence. In his famous book, The Mothman Prophecies, he connected the creature not only to the Silver Bridge collapse, but also to strange sightings of UFOs, encounters with the Men in Black, and reports of paranormal activity across the region. His research painted a picture of a town at the center of something far bigger than a local legend. The book became a cult classic, later inspiring a Hollywood movie that introduced the Mothman to millions around the world. But here's the chilling part: the story doesn't end in the 1960s. Sightings of the Mothman have continued across the United States and beyond. In the early 2000s, reports surfaced in Ohio once again. In 2016, dozens of people in Chicago claimed to have seen a winged creature flying through the night sky, sometimes near airports, sometimes hovering above the city. Photographs and videos began appearing online, sparking intense debates. Were these genuine sightings? Or were they just misidentified birds, hoaxes, or tricks of the imagination? Even today, the Mothman continues to fascinate. In Point Pleasant, what began as a story of fear and tragedy has become a cultural phenomenon. The town now holds an annual Mothman Festival, where tourists from around the world gather to learn about the legend, meet eyewitnesses, and even pose with a massive statue of the creature in the middle of town. For locals, it's part of their history. For visitors, it's a brush with the unknown. But for those who believe, the Mothman is still out there, waiting to appear again, just before the next great disaster. So what do you think? Is the Mothman nothing more than a modern myth, born from hysteria and tragedy? Or is it something much more sinister, a supernatural omen, a creature not bound by the rules of our world, forever tied to death and destruction? Could it even be a being from another dimension, slipping into ours only when fate demands it? The answers remain hidden, just like the creature itself. If this story has left you unsettled, don't forget to like this video. It helps bring these mysteries to even more curious minds. Subscribe and ring the bell, because here we explore the darkest legends, the strangest conspiracies, and the mysteries that refuse to die. And in the comments, I want to hear from you. Do you believe the Mothman is real, or is it just the reflection of our deepest fears? Because somewhere out there, in the shadows, the Mothman may be watching, and the question isn't whether you believe in it. The question is whether it already believes in you.